I was wondering when we were going to get to these guys.
It took us, I mean, collectively with all four of us, we're about 30 in. So the fact that it took us 30 of these to get to these guys.
And I'm glad you sat on it and didn't do it with somebody else.
I'll be honest here. I keep folders of the songs that I think each of you will connect the most with. And some of them, there's some crossover and I've moved stuff around. But there's some, it's verboten to do it with anybody
And I
else.
love how you literally had, like, usually you'll have some level of information in here, but we don't need it for Clutch. We do not need any information on, we know everything we need to know about Clutch. Formed in 1991 in
Germantown, Maryland.
Yes.
Like, we're the AI.
Yeah,
right?
We are the AI for Clutch. That's how much we love Clutch.
They're definitely a Rushmore band for each of us individually. I think that goes without saying. But I think collectively, like us combined, since we've known each other, you could put them up there with Faith No More, brand new.
This was, so 20 plus years ago, this was the first band you got me into.
Was it?
Yes.
Wait, am I responsible for
You
that?
are.
Oh, yeah.
You are responsible for my love of Clutch.
So their first album was a little bit different than this. And then they did like self-titled. And they started finding their sound more. Now, so do you remember when this album came out?
I do.
remember it distinctly.
I do. We saw him on this tour. It was the first time I saw him, was on this tour. And this was, and correct me if I'm wrong, you being more of the authority than me, this was really kind of a departure from some of the stuff.
That's the point I was going to make. Yep.
They went more gospel. They added in an organ.
Yep. And this album set the stage for a lot of the stuff they did after.
Yeah.
I feel like this album was kind of a petri dish for them where, you know, Neil was probably like, or Tim was like, all right, let's try this thing. Because at that point,
they'd kind of done a lot. I mean, if it
Clutch
was
doesn't give a
2005,
fuck.
they'd been around. 2005, 2006, they'd been around for 15 years.
Clutch doesn't give a fuck.
No, they don't.
Clutch is going to play a 500-seat venue and be like, yeah, we crushed that.
Yeah.
They don't need to play MSG,
No,
right?
Dude, they are a band's band.
Band's
That's
band.
the best description I can give for this band.
And I will add that they are, in our time, at least in our musical sphere, there is no other band as committed to the live game as
good.
Clutch is.
So good.
Like they're a touring band.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if they're not on tour right now, they're gearing up to go on tour.
Always touring. So this one is called Burning Beard. Name of the album was Robot Hive Exodus. This album is such a departure from what they did, and Stoner Rock aside,
so
it's
good.
just such a well put together
I'm
album.
listening to this afternoon.
One
Guaranteed.
video. They released one video.
Really? That was it?
That was it for the album, and it was called Burning Beard. I think second track, though, right?
Second track.
After Incomparable.
And I remember this one vividly.
Oh, my God, this is incredible.
Opens with robots walking into a church. Yes.
And
The enemy is at the gate.
pretty high def for the time frame, you
This
know?
is way better quality than I was expecting. So young.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Neil Fallon. There he is.
Your new favorite lead singer. This is actually what he's like on stage, too. This is an accurate depiction.
I love this band so much.
I'm not sure which way to go, if I should talk so much over it or shut up and just let Neil do the work.
I don't think we'll get a copyright strike for this one.
Neil comments, I'm quitting. Neil, please comment.
Done. Neil, talk to us. Look at that beautiful fucking man. And the guy, and Lisa loves seeing Clutch, which is out of her comfort zone. But the thing she always says is that he has such a engaging.
His vibe.
His vibe.
He's got an aura about him.
It's almost like a leader or a cult leader or something. This is right on brand. Perfect example of what they do live.
Yes.
You're right. This is
a live staple too.
absolutely every time, dude.
I wasn't sold on these guys. You would introduce me to them. I wasn't sold until we saw him on this tour. We saw him live, and I'm committed.
Was that the Webster?
Yes.
Yeah. What a night! What a night! Tim Salt. Look at him.
Always high as a kite.
Dude's a stoner, bro. You don't give a fuck.
I love him. I love him so much. And all of these lyrics are totally nonsensical.
Yeah, and that's how he writes lyrics, just very abstract, lots of big words.
Yep.
Some I don't even understand. It's like, whatever, bro.
Swan diving off the tongues of crippled giants.
There you go. Like,
IBM.
it is incredible. Oh, it's beer.
Oh, his beard's on fire.
The beer catch on fire. Put it out, Neil. Put it out.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
Just
Ready?
take it away, Tim Salt.
Do it, Tim.
Another Les Paul, too. Love that sound.
I remember I saw Clutch once, and Tim Salt had like broken his leg,
Yeah.
like prior to seeing him, and he was out on stage, propped up on a stool, playing guitar. That's how committed to the game he is.
And I love that they're just like dudes, you know what I mean? There's no... I mean, they're not wrapped up in themselves.
Yeah,
they're
no.
just committed to the game.
They love doing this.
Yep. And they look really young here, especially
Yes.
Tim Salt, dude.
This is what you get when you go to a Clutch show. And some witty banter.
His banter is witty, and it's like he's just a guy. When he looks at the audience, it feels like he's staring right at you, dude.
He is so intense.
I
I love you, Neil Fallon. Neil Fallon, I love you. I love you so much.
can't even. Listen, what do you say to that? There's going to be people that watch that are like,
That's not for me.
"That's not for me."
And that's fine. You're wrong. But
I
it's
don't-
fine.
I don't get it. And again, I'm not a guy that is often like trying to push things on people besides like my inner circle. Like,
Right.
because you guys trust that I know what I'm talking about. I trust that you know what you're talking about. So if you aggressively push a song on me, I'm going to check it out. But outside of that bubble,
Yeah.
Clutch is probably one of the few bands that if I'm talking to somebody and we get on the topic of music and they're into like heavier music, I'm going to be like, you got to
heard of
listen
Clutch?
to Clutch.
See, when you find somebody else in one of those random conversations that's already heard of Clutch and is accepting of Clutch, you know you got a friend.
Like, we work with one guy that I had a conversation with about Clutch, and there's something about it, from my standpoint at least, that if I talk to someone and I find out that they're in Clutch, it's just like you said, I immediately am bonded with them.
You know you can have intelligent conversations about music with this person.
Right, and they're probably going to be a cool person overall. I can't recommend enough how important it is that you go see Clutch live, even if you're just a passive fan.
It's awesome. It's worth it. It's
I don't
worth
even- I
Their ticket
love
prices are reasonable.
They're always playing small venues.
Yeah.
You can always get in. And how cool are the crowds at Clutch?
Cool. People like to drink beer and smoke pot.
They're fucking stoners and they're chilling.
Yeah.
You go in
Having
the
a good time.
You go in the mosh pit, you get knocked down, they help you up. It's
Yeah.
just the best
It's a great
vibe
time.
ever. Hit Clutch up, support them, buy some merch. It's how they make a living. Let's go.
I love you, boys. Like and subscribe.
That
Clutch,
was-
please like this post.
Can you imagine?
No. I would quit.